Hey fam, so I thought about something I want to share with you. You know how I like to do it. So, since the battle is getting harder and harder for virtue, modesty, and decency, and hedonism, and just us going backwards with actual grace and honor, I wanted to give you some tips on what you can say to a pimptress who is trying to urge you to enter into the adult entertainment industry just because you don't have money. So, if a pimptress is up against you and she is encouraging you to enter into a very dangerous profession, ask her, will you help me pay my therapy bills if I get traumatized by a bad customer? And really study her face. Does she tell you, oh no, we vet our customers, that won't happen? If she says yes, ask her for a credit card number. Give her a phone number, get her address, a place where you know she can be reached. Because you must remember, these women who are encouraging you to enter into that field, many of them won't stick around to help you out of your mental illness that develops. Now, ask her, if I get into a bad situation and he's hurting me, how do I get out of it? She might say, scream for help, tell him to stop, um, have somebody waiting in the car, but even then, that person might not be there to run inside to get you. Now, ask yourself, when the nightmares come from the trauma, will the pimptress and the girls maybe you performed with, will they lay in your bed and put a napkin or a towel on your forehead when you sweat and you have nightmares? Is there a pill that you'll have to take every night to go to sleep? And if so, what are the side effects of that medication that you now have to use in order to suppress the nightmares and the images that flash through your head? Remember, one bad customer leads to a lifetime of PTSD. And this isn't misogynist, it's not hate speech to warn you of this. It's not fear mongering, it is the brutal truth that is not shown. And I have been censored for it heavily on Facebook and on Twitter and everywhere else, pretty much. But understand, you need to have your questions ready. What will you do if you get 3 different types of STDs? What does your health insurance bill look like under that? Now, also examine if you do get more than one STD and you have to take multiple medications and you have a huge therapy bill that you have to go to the psychologist with, how much money is that going to cost you every month? And while you have those STDs, do you feel moral in still sleeping with people and risking giving them a disease they could give to their wife? Have you researched the side effects of the diseases, such as syphilis, gonorrhea, and others? Now, I have heard people say, well, AIDS isn't that bad, chlamydia is not that bad, therefore, you can go bareback and not wear anything and you'll be fine. Now, will those people who encourage you to go into the adult entertainment industry, will they drive you to the doctor's appointments when you've had a herpes outbreak? Will they fund your prescription medicine? Will they help you in any way? Or are they leading you down a path that will lead you to trouble? Now, I need to explain something to you that I think a lot of young girls who are not that beautiful and they're kind of insecure, they get pushed into the adult entertainment industry by more beautiful women. And they trust these women because they're very like, ooh, right there, just like big boobs right in your face, lots of makeup, long, ugly dinosaur nails, you know, just all plastic. And what you must ask yourself, how would your relationship be with your grandma? Think about this. If you told your family that you're going into the very risky business, they're going to worry about you. They're going to call you at night wondering if you're okay, if you're safe, Is this going to be the one bad customer who hurts you? You must examine that. And you're going to have physical pain from the STDs, and you're going to have a lot of mental trauma from a bad customer. There is no way out of that industry without some type of scar and bad experience. And if they don't tell you the truth about that and they glamorize it, you're gonna really start to get lonely. And ask yourself this: if you sleep with a married man and his wife finds out and she decides to divorce him and the kids suffer because of what you did so that you could get more money to buy stuff you don't need, will you feel guilty at night about that? That you directly hurt children? And I know you're gonna say, well, he's the one who came to me, so I'm not responsible because his wife couldn't do her job. No, 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 no. Remember, there might be a day where you want to have a family and you'll really love someone, and you're gonna get fat when you're pregnant, your body's gonna be torn up, you're gonna feel very insecure. Then some really hot wop is gonna come along and can snatch up your man and leave you in the dust with your baby, financially in trouble, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to rebuild. Okay? I know it's very popular now to live off the government and to do crime and other means to earn money, but I'm assuming you're a good person. I'm not assuming you're going to go the crime route or the welfare dependency route. I'm assuming that you like paying your own bills and earning an honest living and such. Know that also a lot of men get very weird. Okay? You need to understand that some will stalk you, they'll harass you, and you're going to have to learn how to use a firearm, how to do self-defense. You're going to have to do a lot of preparation because there's a lot of mentally unwell men who are not safe and who are very deeply perverted. And you're gonna feel weird when you find out that there's a stalker and he has a family and he can't, see his kids anymore because of you, and you must worry about a disgruntled wife coming for you. You don't have to worry about that. I knew a lot of women who, if they would have, and I'm one of them, if you love somebody and you find out they did something like that, they're gonna want something done to you. You must think about this. Is all of the drama worth the pieces of paper so that you can, buy a couple more shades of lipstick so you can go on a fancy vacation? The mental illness, the danger, the stalking, the harassment, the health effects of long-term medication for STDs and other factors, nightmares, the weird confessions men will do. For example, actually I won't, no, never mind. I could give you more examples, but I'll just keep it PG-13. I don't want to shock you. But you're gonna have men request very weird things that you're not gonna want to do, and you're gonna have pimptresses push you to do things you don't want to do, and afterwards you're not gonna feel so great. And you're gonna develop a very bad drug habit. Now, you must ask yourself, is you developing a drug habit and escaping from your own consciousness, alienating yourself so you can get the performance done, worth it for the money? Will the money be able to take away your loneliness, the diseases, the mental trauma, the danger, the stalking, and the revenge that a disgruntled wife may want upon you? Remember, you could also have a bisexual man who maybe he has a husband and he cheats on you and you're a woman, and his husband wants something done to you legally and he does something to you to ruin your life in some other dynamic way. Remember, it doesn't just mean they come up and smack you in the face. People can do passive aggressive forms of getting revenge on you. Okay? They can hack your emails, they can make up a lie about you, they can do all kinds of stupid things to get revenge on you for you dishonoring them, taking away their face, and ruining their home life. Remember, a lot of these pimptresses, they suffered bad childhoods. A lot of them are overly arrogant and hide every single dark thought they have because they have to in order to keep up the allure, keep up the image. Remember, a lot of pimptresses enjoy watching a young girl get pretty tossed up. Remember, there's people who buy puppies just so they can watch a big snake like a python eat them. There are people who like watching a smaller animal get eaten by a bigger animal in the most horrific way. They get like, with you as a less beautiful woman, a pimptress who's more vampiristic and more of a dominating alpha toxic woman, she gets a kick out of you being a lamb, out of watching the wolves tear you apart, watching you get scarred. You must remember that there are energies that are stronger than you, and if you're not that beautiful, you going into an industry where even the most beautiful don't make it out unscarred, you're really gambling, and for what? For what? You have a window between the age of 20 and 30. You can do a lot in that time to diversify your skills, to do something better, and to put more positivity and love in the world. But if you're separating families, causing trauma to yourself and others, all for the sake of money and so that you can buy a nice dress or put more gas in your car, something comes back around. It's not as beautiful as it looks. It is extremely dangerous. And I really want you to know that. Look at the brain damage that comes from certain drugs, liver damage and kidney damage and stomach cancer, throat cancer that comes from crack, heroin, meth, Percocet, Oxycontin, fentanyl, all of them. And all these adult women actresses, they have heavy filters and heavy makeup so you can't see where they inject with needles and stuff. You must be careful. I care about you. I don't even know you, but I care about you. And you should know. And it's not misogynistic for me to warn you, and it's not hate speech for me to warn you. Your family loves you. You are worth more, and you are more than a 7-minute round for $100, $200. You're more than that. And there's honor in earning your own living, and it's okay to be poor. It's okay to be poor. You don't have to be enslaved to brands and fashion. You are more.